You are abundant and have everything you need right now. If I said, come buy this Lamborghini for $5, you'd be like, heck yeah, right? Because you would be getting something of greater value than what you would be giving me. But if I said, come get this Lamborghini for $500,000, and it's only worth, I don't know what they're worth. I think they're worth less than that. I'm hoping they are. You'd be like, heck no, because I would be losing money. Again, we are seeing exchanges of receiving and giving as only purposeful if we are receiving something in return that is of more value to us. But truth is that everything is complete and there is no lack. Welcome back to One's journey of unwinding the mind and, of course, your daily microdose. Now, tune in to the latest episode of One's journey. Today, I want to talk about this concept of giving and receiving, both in the illusion and outside the illusion, and what that looks like. Within the ego illusion, we have this belief that when I give, I'm lacking, and when I get from you, I'm taking, so that would mean you are lacking. It's this constant sense of sacrifice, right? And lack and scarcity and all of the above. I want to give you an example so you can hear exactly how this works. We tend to, when we are coming from a place of the ego and seeing only making exchanges to gain for our benefit, we will give something to you as long as we receive something of higher value to us, right? It may not be to you in return. So then you are lacking. I am no longer lacking because I receive something of greater value. So example, if right now I said, come buy this Lamborghini for $5, you'd be like, heck yeah, right? Because you would be gaining something of greater value than what you would be giving me. But if I said, come get this Lamborghini for $500,000, and it's only worth, I don't know what they're worth. I think they're worth less than that. I'm hoping they are. You'd be like, heck no, because I would be losing money. Again, we are seeing exchanges of receiving and giving as only purposeful if we are receiving something in return that is of more value to us. I know those were tangible items, but it's a lot easier for us to understand sometimes at that level. But in fact, we cannot receive what we are not willing to give. When I'm talking about that, I'm not just talking about the worldly possessions. I'm talking about a higher level of understanding that we are one. And in order for us to truly receive, we must give. That goes into love and understanding and forgiveness. Because I can only receive forgiveness if I'm willing to give forgiveness. And when I give forgiveness, I'm actually receiving forgiveness because it is this cyclical thing and we are one. We are all abundant in one. And when we enter into that scarcity, we enter into separation. We enter into the thought of separation and lack. And if I give you my love, I won't have enough love. And it also goes into, now that I'm talking about this, the idea of filling your cup first. I think it's a valuable idea. I think it's very helpful to a lot of people. But I talk a lot about in the rungs of the ladder back home, we get to different levels of understanding. And right now I'm experiencing this higher level of understanding that even that mentality of needing to fill my cup first is a mentality of lack, right? That means at one point I was lacking and I must no longer lack so that I can overflow into you. And that concept is stated a lot because we say, I cannot pour onto you what I do not have. But I cannot have what I do not give to you. And I'm not saying to now go run yourself rampant and not do for yourself and not take care of yourself. This is a higher level concept that we're talking about. This is the next level of understanding. And the understanding is that when we continue to stay in those thought systems, we continue to stay in a state of separation and lack. When in fact, we're one. We abundantly have all the same shit. It's like living in, I think it's Sweden, or one of those places where everybody has literally all the same things. So they don't sit and worry about what you have or what I don't have, but instead they're abundantly equal. And we are all abundantly equal in God's love because we're all one. But in order to receive, we must be able to give, because in giving is receiving. I know it's a mind F sometimes, but in giving, I'm receiving because we are one. Again, this cyclical thing, but it's really not cyclical. It's only cyclical when we look at it from a place of separation. But in fact, it's just like refueling. When I forgive you, I'm forgiving me. When I love you, I'm loving me. When I'm extending gratitude towards you, I'm extending gratitude towards me. And not like this conscious effort, but subconsciously. The ego sees receiving as someone else lacking through giving. Like they see it as a lack. They see giving or receiving as one of the sides now lacking. When in fact, if we go back to what I'm saying, if I give, I'm receiving. If I receive, I give. No one is ever lacking because we're all in the process of receiving. But truth is that everything is complete and there is no lack. We are filled with abundance. We have everything. Therefore, we cannot give it away or take it away because it just is. It just is. So this constant thought of lack and taking in order to receive is, again, an ego vision of exchange within an illusion of separation, an illusion of hierarchy and less than. When that is not truth for you. Truth for you is that it just is. The other day, Patrick and I were walking and we just decided with, I just is. I just is. It's like the statement from that Helen Schuckman and Ken Wapnick talk about a lot. God is, period. Right? I just is, period. It's the same concept. It's like once you start to really unpack it is when you're entering into that place of hierarchy and separation and logic, and it just turns into a whirlwind of mess. In the ego, again, when we try, this was the example of the Ferrari or the Lamborghini, sorry, I don't know, whatever fancy car I use. When we try to give others something, we always instinctually go to giving them something of less value than what we're going to receive. And that's, again, goes back to perception because it's my interpretation of what value is. So if I go to a car dealership and I give them the amount of money they're seeking for the car, I'm seeing that car as a higher value because that is what I'm seeking. They're seeing the money as a higher value based on their interpretation. When in fact, there is no difference. Again, when you believe that when you take from someone they are lacking, or when you give to someone you are lacking, you are caught up in the ego's thought system. Because in order to receive, we must give, and in order to give, we must receive. And you must first have it. But the cool thing is we already all have it. Cool thing. We already all are filled with an abundance. So when you're really seeing from the Holy Spirit's belief system, like, you're just abundantly giving what you know your friend abundantly has and that you abundantly always will have. There's no sense of separation from what you have in the process of giving, because giving is no longer a form of separation, but a form of joining as the sonship, as the one piece you already are. It's reminding one another's mind that we are one. We are one. Again, you must give in order to receive. You must have in order to give, but you already have it all. You are abundant. And when I say you are abundant, I'm not saying in worldly possessions, because guess what? Worldly possessions don't actually exist. I'm talking about truth here. You are abundant and have everything you need right now when it comes to truth. If you dreamt tonight that you were homeless on the street and you woke up the next morning, in a second, and you had a home and you were good and you had food and everyone was safe, in that second you would release all weight because you realized it was just a dream. That is what I am telling you here. It is just a dream. You have everything you need and you have the ability to give and receive because you already have it. But you cannot keep what you do not share because we are one. When you try to hold things hostage within yourself, means you are acknowledging lack. You are acknowledging scarcity, and therefore you are back into the ego belief system. And then you're in that cycle of separation and lack, and I must sacrifice to give to you, and you must sacrifice to give to me, and you will have less. So you stop that understanding that you have everything you need. You are abundantly perfect as you are. And by sharing the love and sharing the forgiveness and sharing the knowledge, you're just sharing what they already have because we all have it, because we are one mind. That was my download, my share on receiving and giving, and a little bit of my own aha moment within in the understanding of you must fill your cup first. I'm not an expert. We're all just walking each other home like Ram Dass says. Again, share. This is meant to be a community of understanding. I need you just as much as you enjoy having me. I want to hear your journey. I want to learn from your journey. And the only way to do that is share your thoughts, questions, concerns, whatever. And as always, until next time, remember you are worth it. Bye.